tide, just let go.
No one expected those few quiet words to leave millions of fans searching for answers. For years, Tim McGraw and Faith Hill have been more than country music stars. They became a symbol of love, loyalty, and staying together through life's biggest challenges. So when people began talking about a possible goodbye, emotions spread fast across social media. But what was really happening behind the headlines? Sometimes, a single rumor can travel around the world before anyone knows the truth. Fans started asking the same questions. Was everything okay? Had something happened behind closed doors? Or was another celebrity story being blown out of proportion? What made the situation even more emotional was the couple's incredible history. For decades, Tim and Faith stood side by side through sold-out tours, award shows, family milestones, and personal struggles. They rarely let the outside world see the difficult moments. Instead, they always appeared united, smiling together even when life wasn't easy. That privacy became part of the mystery. Every public appearance, every interview, and every photo suddenly became something fans examined closely. People searched for hidden clues. Some believed they saw signs that everything had changed. Others argued it was simply another internet rumor growing bigger by the day. Before we go any further, here's a question for you. What do you think is the secret to a marriage that lasts for decades in the spotlight? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your opinion. But as the story unfolded, one thing became clear. Behind every headline was a deeper story about love, commitment, and standing beside the person who matters most. And what happened next would make people look at Tim McGraw and Faith Hill's journey in a completely different way. Long before they became one of country music's most loved couples, Tim McGraw and Faith Hill were two rising stars chasing the same dream. Their lives were moving fast. Concerts, interviews, and endless travel filled their schedules. But neither of them knew that one meeting would change everything. Their connection didn't happen overnight. It grew through shared moments, long conversations, and the pressures that only two people in the same world could truly understand. While fame often pulls relationships apart, it seemed to bring them closer together. After getting married in 1996, they built something rare in the entertainment industry, a family that always came first. Together they raised 3 daughters while balancing successful music careers. Fans watched them perform side by side, and it often felt like they weren't just singing songs. They were telling their own story. Of course, life wasn't perfect. Tim has spoken publicly over the years about giving up alcohol and making healthier choices, saying his family became the biggest reason for those decisions. That chapter wasn't easy, but it showed how much he valued the people waiting for him at home. And that's what made fans admire them even more. They weren't trying to look perfect. They simply kept choosing each other. As the years passed, every anniversary, every tour, and every public appearance reminded people that lasting love was still possible, even under the bright lights of fame. If you've enjoyed stories like this so far, this is the perfect time to subscribe. We dive deep into the real stories behind the world's biggest celebrities, separating fact from rumor while uncovering the moments that shaped their lives. But despite everything they had overcome together, another challenge would soon test their strength in ways no award or standing ovation ever could. And the next chapter of their journey would remind everyone that even the strongest couples face moments no one can prepare for. It started the way many celebrity stories do today. A few posts appeared online. Then came dramatic headlines. Before long, thousands of people were sharing the same emotional claim without stopping to ask one simple question: was any of it actually true? Within hours, social media was filled with videos claiming to know what was happening inside Tim McGraw and Faith Hill's private life. Some creators spoke with complete confidence. Others hinted that something heartbreaking had happened behind the scenes. The problem was that very few of them offered real evidence. This is one of the biggest dangers of celebrity culture. When people love public figures, they also become deeply invested in their personal lives. That emotional connection makes it easy for rumors to spread faster than facts. Tim and Faith have always been known for protecting their family's privacy. They rarely respond to every headline or online rumor. Instead, they focus on their music, their family, and the people closest to them. That silence often leaves room for speculation, and speculation can quickly become something much bigger. Many fans found themselves asking the same question: if something serious had really happened, wouldn't the family speak about it in their own time? Others believed every dramatic headline they saw without checking where the information came from. Have you ever seen a celebrity rumor that turned out to be completely false? Let us know in the comments. It's a reminder that not everything we read online tells the full story. As the conversation continued, one lesson became impossible to ignore. Sometimes the most powerful story isn't the shocking headline everyone shares. It's the truth that quietly survives after the rumors fade away. And that truth would reveal something even more meaningful about Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, a story built not on internet speculation, but on decades of love, resilience, and unwavering support. From the outside, Tim McGraw and Faith Hill seemed to have everything. Hit songs, sold-out tours, awards, a beautiful family. But behind every bright stage light was a life filled with the same challenges that many families face. Tim has been open about one of the biggest turning points in his life. Years ago, he realized his lifestyle needed to change. Long nights, constant travel, and alcohol were taking a toll on both his health and his family. Instead of ignoring the problem, he made one of the hardest decisions of his life. He chose to quit drinking. It wasn't just about saving his career. It was about becoming a better husband and father. Tim has shared in interviews that Faith and their daughters gave him a reason to fight for a healthier future. That decision changed everything. At the same time, Faith continued balancing an incredible career while helping keep their family grounded. Despite being one of country music's biggest stars, she often stayed away from unnecessary drama and focused on the people who mattered most. That doesn't mean life was easy. Like every couple, they faced busy schedules, time apart, and the pressure that comes with living in front of millions of people. Every public appearance was analyzed. Every rumor became a headline. Yet through it all, they kept showing up for each other. Maybe that's why their story still connects with so many people today. It isn't just about fame. It's about choosing love even when life becomes difficult. Think about your own life for a moment. Is there someone who stood beside you during your hardest season? If there is, let us know in the comments. Sometimes the strongest relationships aren't the loudest, they're the ones that quietly refuse to give up. As fans continued to watch Tim and Faith's journey, one thing became impossible to ignore. Their greatest achievement wasn't another award or another #1 album. It was the life they built together, one challenge at a time. But there was one final lesson their story would leave behind. And it's a lesson that goes far beyond country music. When people look back at Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, they'll probably remember the music first. The chart-topping songs. The unforgettable performances. The sold-out arenas filled with fans singing every word. But those who followed their journey closely know their greatest legacy was never just about entertainment. It was about commitment. In an industry where relationships often come and go, Tim and Faith built something that lasted for decades. They proved that real partnerships aren't measured by perfect moments. They're measured by showing up when life gets hard. That's why so many fans continue to admire them. Not because they never faced obstacles, but because they faced them together. Over the years, both Tim and Faith have spoken about the importance of family. No matter how busy their careers became, they worked to make their daughters their biggest priority. That choice shaped the kind of home they wanted to build, a place where love mattered more than fame. And maybe that's the biggest lesson of their story. Success fades. Awards collect dust. Headlines disappear within days. But the way you treat the people closest to you becomes the part of your life that others remember. If this story reminded you of someone who has always stood by your side, don't let today end without telling them how much they mean to you. Sometimes, the words we think we'll say tomorrow are the ones we should say today. Thank you for watching and being part of this community. We don't just tell celebrity stories, we explore the real lives, choices, and moments behind the headlines. And if you thought this story was emotional, wait until you see our next documentary. It's the unbelievable true story of another legendary celebrity whose life changed forever after one decision that no one saw coming. You won't want to miss it. For most people, success is measured by trophies, money, or fame. In the world of entertainment, it is easy to believe that the biggest stars have everything. They perform in front of thousands of people. They travel the world. They win awards that millions of artists only dream about. But after decades in the spotlight, Tim McGraw and Faith Hill have shown that the greatest achievement is something far more personal. It is family. Throughout their careers, they could have allowed fame to become the center of their lives. Instead, they often spoke about making their daughters their biggest priority. While fans saw concerts and television appearances, there was another side of their lives that cameras rarely captured. There were family dinners, birthdays, holidays, and quiet moments away from the spotlight. Those ordinary moments became the foundation of an extraordinary life. That choice was never the easiest one. The music industry demands constant travel. Long tours can keep artists away from home for weeks or even months. Interviews, recording sessions, award shows, and business meetings leave very little time for anything else. Many relationships struggle under that pressure. Some never survive it. Yet somehow, Tim and Faith continued finding ways to put their family first. That doesn't mean everything was perfect. Like every couple, they experienced challenges that the public never fully saw. There were difficult decisions, busy schedules, and moments when balancing work and family must have felt almost impossible. But instead of allowing those challenges to pull them apart, they continued choosing each other again and again. Perhaps that's why so many people connect with their story. It isn't because they are famous. It isn't because they sold millions of records. It's because their journey reminds us of something we all hope for, a relationship built on trust, respect, and commitment. Think about the people in your own life. Chances are, the moments you remember most aren't connected to money or success. They're connected to people. A parent who never gave up on you. A friend who stayed when everyone else walked away. A husband or wife who believed in you during your lowest moments. Those are the memories that truly last. That's one reason Tim's personal transformation has inspired so many fans. He has spoken openly about changing his lifestyle and leaving alcohol behind, explaining that his family gave him a reason to become a healthier and better version of himself. That decision wasn't just about extending a career. It was about protecting the people he loved the most. Real change is never easy. It requires honesty. It requires sacrifice. Most importantly, it requires admitting that the people you love are worth fighting for. That lesson reaches far beyond country music. Whether you're a celebrity or someone living a quiet life, every relationship faces moments that test its strength. Some people walk away when life becomes difficult. Others stay. They choose patience over pride. They choose forgiveness over anger. And in the end, those choices shape the story of their lives. If there's one reason Tim and Faith continue to be admired after all these years, it's because they never tried to convince the world they were perfect. They simply kept showing up, for their family, for their fans, and for each other. Now we'd love to hear from you. Who has been your biggest source of strength during the hardest season of your life? Was it a parent, a partner, a friend, or someone else? Share your story in the comments. You never know whose day you might brighten by sharing your experience. And if you're enjoying documentaries that go beyond the headlines and focus on the real stories behind the world's biggest stars, this is the perfect time to subscribe. Every week, we uncover inspiring journeys, unforgettable moments, and the lessons hidden inside the lives of the people the world thinks it already knows. Because sometimes the greatest stories aren't about fame at all. They're about love. They're about resilience. And they're about the people who choose to stand beside us, long after the applause has faded. As Tim McGraw and Faith Hill continue writing their story, one thing is already certain. Their legacy will never be measured only by hit songs or sold-out arenas. It will be measured by the family they built, the lives they touched, and the example they set for millions of people around the world. Years from now, fans may remember a favorite song or an unforgettable performance. But many will remember something even more important. They will remember two people who showed that success means very little if you have no one to share it with. And perhaps that is the most powerful legacy anyone can leave behind.